Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I know I keep having a lot of jigsaw puzzle content, and it's happening again. What am I going to do now? Well, we are going to do this. We are going to go ahead and get past video number 1 in my Murder at Little Piddling jigsaw puzzle. This video should be rather short. The purpose of this video is I have 4 empty puzzle boxes from yellow and orange from the Cover Hill Rainbow series, and I am simply going to flip all the pieces over into these 4 boxes, also pull out the edge pieces and put them together. I hope that will be the first video. In addition to that, we're going to read the mystery in this mystery puzzle. The mystery of Murder in Little Piddling. Can you see that clearly? I know we have a glare from the lamp, but you have to forgive me for that. So I'm going to read this, sort these pieces out in the manner in which I described, and call this video number 1 for this mystery puzzle. So I'm going to have a seat. I'm going to get rid of what we don't need on this table. Now, why am I sorting puzzle pieces in these boxes when I ordinarily sort puzzle pieces into my blue trays like these? Because they are already occupied with a Ravensburger puzzle. Yeah, I'm doing 2 puzzles simultaneously. So as you can see, I've opened the bag and I am going to draw these boxes up a little closer. I'm trying to keep as much in frame as possible. So the first thing I thought about doing is I'm just going to portion out pieces into each box. That's the first thing I want to do. Now, I've never done this before, ever, like in my life. But what I am doing is I plan on flipping all the pieces over, pulling out the edge pieces, and then we're going to go forward. But without any further ado, we are going to read the story. It is a murder mystery jigsaw puzzle called Murder in Little Piddling. It starts off, "Welcome, detective," said Constable Smythe, "and thank you for coming. We really need your help. I sincerely hope you can solve this case." Let's take a look at that, what it might be. You can see 11 sections of this. Now, I don't know how, but what you see on this box is not what I am going to be solving. But there you have 11 scenes. I'll just go slowly. Make sure you can see them. Okay? So the Constable Smythe says that he needs their help, and the case is going to be described as follows. "We've never had a murder in Little Piddling, and it's got us all terribly shaken. This is a small village, and everyone's lived here for ages. It's simply ghastly to think that there's a murderer among us. I hope you can find the culprit and help put our fears to rest." So, the victim. The victim was Roger Holcomb, a local sheep farmer. It appears he answered a knock on his door on the evening of July 25th and was shot right on his own doorstep with his own gun. I've never seen anything like it. It was right along about sunset, which is about 9 o'clock this time of year. The murder weapon. The shotgun that was used was licensed to Roger Holcomb to ward off predators and nuisance wildlife. Many farmers in this area had them, but Roger kept his in his house. Naturally, this looks very poor for the wife. A shame that, because she's such a lovely woman. But I shouldn't put ideas in your head, should I? I'm sure you'll discover the truth soon enough. Suspects. The problem in this case is not a lack of suspects, detective. There were many people in the village who didn't like Roger Holcomb. The problem is one of opportunity. Nearly everybody has an alibi. I suppose one of those alibis must be false, but blast if I know which one. When you get a chance to review the evidence, maybe you can sniff out which suspect isn't nearly as in the clear as they claim. Suspects are Mary Holcomb. You and I both know, Detective, that the killer is often a family member. Close proximity sets tension seething and all that. That's why my money's on Mary Holcomb, Roger's wife. By all accounts, Roger was a terrible husband, verbally abusive and sometimes worse. No one could blame the woman for wanting to be clear of him, but murder's a bridge too far. It was Mary who called the police, and she didn't seem all that torn up about it. Suspicious, eh? She claims she was off shopping in London and returned home to find the body. See if you can verify her alibi. Then we have Harry Holmes. Harry runs the only pub in Little Piddling. He's a tough one, and he's had a flame for Mary Holcomb for years. Frankly, if he'd killed Roger to free Mary, no one would be all that shocked, or even disapproving when it comes right down to it. But Harry insists he was working at the pub all evening, as he always does. George Wilson. Roger had an open feud with the farmer next door, George Wilson. George raises flowers and vegetables, and Roger's sheep often got into his fields and wreaked havoc. I think it should say wreaked havoc. Roger never took the problem seriously. George admits he held a grudge, but he claims he was at the pub when the shooting took place or occurred. Colin Derby. Then there's Colin Derby, a local lad. Always been a bit of a troublemaker, has Colin. And he's disliked Roger ever since Roger accidentally shot Colin's dog. The dog had gotten into his pasture and Roger thought it was a fox. But that was a year ago. Not likely Colin would get hot and bothered about it now, is it? And Colin's mom insists Colin was in his room all night. So, our suspects are Mary Holcomb, Harry Holmes, George Wilson, and Colin Derby. Witnesses? There's one spot of luck in this mess. Mrs. Trevor rides her bicycle past the sheep farm every Thursday night when she goes to the pub for dinner. She was riding back home on the night of the murder when she passed the Holcomb farm and heard snatches of an argument. But what she heard makes no sense to me. See if you can make heads or tails of it. Well, that's about it. Make your rounds, talk to the villagers, and inspect the clues. I'm sure you'll find something we missed. There's a clever fellow. What are we told to do? Work the puzzle, look for changes from the box image to find the clues, and solve the case. So, I am going to set this box over here to my left so that I can have it. There we go. And I am going to now do what I mentioned. I'm going to flip all these pieces over, pull the edge pieces out, put the edge together, and all of that is going to be done on time lapse. So you won't hear me talking directly to you right now because, as mentioned, that's going to be on time lapse, and I'll do a voiceover for that. So let's get to it. As you can see, I decided to pull some blue out so that any sky pieces that I'm able to find, I'm going to separate them while I look for the edge pieces. Okay, now I've gone through the first box, which is a big tray for me. No doubt I'm going to leave a straight piece in here. Inevitably, that always seems to happen. So I'm just kind of looking through it, see if I see any more pieces that look like it's going to be part of the sky. And if I see any more edge pieces, which I don't. So we're going to put this one to the side. Push these sky pieces over and just grab our next box and continue. Now you notice on the lower left hand corner you see some yellow pieces. I decided that not only am I pulling out sky pieces, but any yellow I'm trying to grab as well. Okay, I am back to tell you that grabbed anything that looked like it was going to be sky related, even these flowers that are in there. So I will work on that at some point, but I'm going to leave them right in the center. These are all the edge pieces that I was able to pull out. And as I was pulling out the edge pieces, I saw there was only a little yellow. So when I saw the yellow, I started putting it together, and I even grabbed a couple pieces from inside of the puzzle box for this yellow. So let's get to it. Now, actually, I'm going to shut this off, go get a bite to eat, and come back and resume. Okay, I am back. I made breakfast, and now I am going to put the edges together, and I will do that under speed time lapse. Couldn't think of the word. So let me sit down and get started. Sorry for this section where one of my lamps was in the way, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it in. Okay, I know my camera turned a little bit, but since I'm not going to go through the boxes again, I'm just going to start putting together pieces of the sky. And I grabbed a couple of pieces that I know go over here, if you can see. I'm not sure what you can see. And these pieces here, which I'm not sure where they go, but I know they go somewhere because they attach to over here. So I'm going to just keep all of these right here. So at this point, I won't work on lots of the puzzle on camera. Just as if I can solve different sections, and if you can keep in mind those clues that we read. Our possible suspects, our single witness, our murder victim. Think of all of those things. Meanwhile, I will be putting the sky together, and I think if I put the sky together, I don't know how it's going to go because I've never had a puzzle different than it was on the box. I know the YSIG, what you see is what you get. Puzzles are different than what's on the box, but I've never done one of those. So anything I've ever done has been represented by what's on the box. So I'm just going to go with it and come back and make successive videos in what I hope will be an enjoyable series. So for now, I will say goodbye, and if I happen upon more edge pieces, I will put them together. I'm fairly certain by the words that this is probably the right way, because that says clue. Yeah, we're just going to leave it like this for now. And let me just make sure you can see the whole thing. Sorry for adjusting the focus, but there, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. That's where I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to work with what's here and then start building the puzzle up and checking in with you guys as we read the clues that are written into the puzzle itself. You can see the different words that there are clues within the puzzle itself. So thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. I thought I would work a little bit of this puzzle, even though I wasn't going to film it this quickly, so I haven't edited in the other. I just wanted to show you that sometimes I will go through whatever I'm using to sort my pieces out, and I will try to do the best that I can to match, some possibilities up. So if you can see that I've got that yellow pretty much mostly done, and I've got a couple other pieces out that have another clue. Just want to show you those pieces. See how they have the words on it. So let's see if we can see what this clue is. And I'm telling you, I'm already having fun with this. As a matter of fact, my intent today was to make the video that I started earlier, edit it, get it up, because I made a couple other videos, and go back to my Ravensburger puzzle. But daggone it, this thing is compelling. So I've got some yellow over here and some yellow and orange over here. So let's, yeah, you can see that. I'm just making sure you can see it. So let's just see. I saw these pieces right here, these three here, and I remember seeing, let me grab these really quickly. I remember seeing this when I was putting the edge together. So yeah, you can see me. So let's just throw these three pieces in over here really quickly. So that's what I do. I'm sure any experienced puzzler, somebody that works on puzzles, has a method that works very well for you. So that's all I got for that one. But for me, I just keep on grabbing. And I will say this. You've got people that have been doing puzzles for decades that are exceptional puzzlers. Like I was watching For the Love of Puzzling this morning, and she's entering a speed puzzle competition that's in 2023. I'm not experienced enough to do that. Why? Because although I've done puzzles my whole life, I've also taken a lot of breaks. Just a lot of breaks. I might take a 15-year break, or a 5-year break, or a 1-year break. So I've been doing puzzles since I was little, but not consistently, and not to the point that I would enter in any type of a speed competition. Now, even though I have these colors right here, nothing is jumping out at me, so that's just time I don't want to spend on that right now. The other thing I grabbed any purple and pink flowers, and for some reason I grabbed these red, but I'm not totally sure why, but I'm sure there's a reason. So I have these flowers. I started to grab these brown here, and I might do more with that. And then I've got these maroon ones that they're so, as I'm going through the box, and I have to tell you something, I kind of like working with the box versus the individual trays, because I'm only looking through 4 things versus 15 things. But I'm still going to be working with trays because I've got the other puzzle going on. I did see these 3 pieces here, so I grabbed those. So that's part of another clue. And so let's just put that, so that's part of a clue, but I'm not sure where it's going to go from here. And obviously that doesn't go there. So I have to go back into the box and find other pieces there. But for now, let's see what I can do with this. So you got purple at the bottom. So let's see here. Yeah, this puzzle it's going to be enjoyable. And I was actually thinking, and this is why I turned the camera back on, is if I do okay with this puzzle, I may abandon well, it's not necessarily cheating, but I may abandon using the box or a poster. Now, I know that one of my sisters who used to work on jigsaw puzzles, she would have her husband put the box up so that even if he was at work, she couldn't use the box because he was at work. She wasn't going to call him at work to ask him where the puzzle box was. But I've never felt confident enough to do that. Okay, this says Little Piddling. I can see that. So those are those pieces that I grabbed there. And the name of this puzzle is Murder at Little Piddling. So that's in Little Piddling. So I just keep grabbing things that look like they may work in a certain area, or if I see some similarities. I'm determined that I'm going to find these pieces. I'm hoping, see, I can't really see because of the way my boom arm is. I'm kind of limited on what I can see, but I'm going to work on getting those pieces. I was going to start, I'm going to come back down here. I was going to start grabbing some of the words with the greens and browns, but I decided not to because I started putting this together. And I noticed that the clues here all have this little design. So I started turning my pieces up this way. And as I started turning my pieces up this way, what am I doing? I'm finding that I'm getting something going on. So we know that the orientation is like this. And now I am not like, have you ever seen Karen Puzzles? That's the name of the YouTube channel, Karen Puzzles. I would not want to be in the same room with Karen when she's working on a puzzle, or when I was working on a puzzle, because she is so good that she would put me to shame. So I'm not here to tell anybody how to put a jigsaw puzzle together. I'm just here to have fun so that we can solve the mystery that is contained within this puzzle. Now, see, I thought that was the same color, but it's actually over here. So I'm jumping back over to the left and put that right there because I just realized that I was off on my colors. Because I put that there, I can see the next piece, which looked like that, but it's not that one. So let's just see if we pulled it out of the box. And no, it does not look like I pulled that next piece out of the box. But that's okay because I'm not focusing on, you know, solidly trying to solve a certain area, just trying to grasp pieces that are similar in color. Like I said, the flowers, this red here, we can figure out where that's going to go later. Of course, a heck of a lot of this is going to go in here. Like this is probably going to go here because I see clue is here. So this I'm going to kind of keep up there, but we'll find the other pieces as time goes on. Now, I just noticed this piece right here. So it's definitely, yeah. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Will I ever devote all of my energies into just one hobby? Never. Never. Because when I was uploading a video today, guess what I went and did? I diamond painted for an hour. And I hadn't planned on diamond painting today. All I intended on doing today was working on 2 puzzles simultaneously. So I'm never going to be an expert when it comes to jigsaw puzzles. Just another hobby. It's just another hobby that I love. And I have to tell you something. I'm terrible because in this Ravensburger box for the one that's I'm doing, I'm looking at this catalog. Then I have a White Mountain catalog. Then I have a New Hampshire, what is it? New Hampshire, not New Hampshire, Little Vermont. Oh my goodness, I just want, and then there's okay, I gotta slow down. I want more puzzles. But I can't buy more puzzles because I have to go up. And I may show you my puzzle area and you would be saying, Robin, what is wrong with you? That's how bad my puzzle area looks. It needs to be revamped. And I know exactly what to do to fix it. I just have to spend the money. And that's this last couple of months. It's been a little tighter than I want it to be. So of course I can't buy any puzzles and nor can I fix my puzzle area. But I want to fix my puzzle area and I also want to fix my area where my books are in my living room. So I have a lot of shelves that I will be purchasing in the next few months. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I just wanted to show you that just in the maybe 15 minutes since I shut the camera off, I started noticing that some of these things are starting to make a little sense. So you see how that is? So this says something Wilson mental shootings. What kind of shooting? So I'm loving that. I see the word "the" in here, so let's just see if that's going, no, I'm not sure where that's going to go because this is a darker blue, so it's going to go on the right of that. So that's all I wanted to do is just show you that I'm already working on little sections. I'm not going to stay on it too long because today is my meeting night and it's currently 3:38. So I have a couple hours, but I wanted to put some time into my Ravensburger puzzle today too. Now, I noticed that like I grabbed this color here, but it also has a little bit of purple flower and a little bit of sky. So it makes me want to come down here and see where it's going to go with these pieces over here. So that's just me having fun. So I think I will tack this on to the previous video where I put some of the edges together and pulled out the sky pieces. And of course I still have to put the rest of these edges together. I kind of think I see where the pieces are going to go, but that's not important right now. I just want to just get my orientation right for pieces like this. that's quite possibly a match. Yeah, it was. So it's just, I'm having a lot of fun. And oh, guess what? I already got a comment on the video I made about November and some of the projects that I want to work on in November. And somebody recommended Little Decisions app. So I'm going to be downloading that app and comparing it to the app that the Wheel app, to see if that app will help me to sort out all my different projects. And if that app works for me, I'm going to tell you, I don't know why I grabbed this. I have nothing for that right now. It's going to be a lot of fun to see November come in and be something super productive. The only thing that I'm kind of weighing on myself is I'm not putting any of this in a planner, and I kind of wish I had organized a planner, but I still have a good week to do that. So some of this might go in a planner, but really right now, other than coming up with an app that will help me to sort out my projects, I am it's all in my head. All the ideas are in my head. Nothing has been written down. And so I'm just having a good time. Like I said, I'm not going to stay with this long. I may put all of this part together, and then my other puzzle is in a puzzle tray, which will sit right on top of this, and that's how I plan on working on these puzzles simultaneously. I have never simultaneously done two puzzles together. I've never done that, so that's kind of fun that I'm doing something a little different with regard to that. So there looks like there are a couple of pieces in the box that I didn't grab, because I see that there's a piece that goes there and I don't have it. I just dropped that piece, but this piece. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get this done. What I might do is keep the camera running and do time lapse on this part. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna keep the camera running and do some more time lapse. So you see me going back and forth through the boxes as I see pieces that I think I may have already seen, and I just want to go ahead and grab those. But I'm not going to stay any further with this video. I think it's good enough to be part 1, and then we'll see about me doing part 2 tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of the video, and I will be with you guys again really soon. Thank you so much for watching.